closed to public, an immersive series production. This is Episode 1, Grand Canyon. We're about to take you on a journey that will change how you see America's most treasured landscapes forever. We are the Immersive Conservancy, and we need to talk about why this series matters right now. Time is running out for the places we thought would always be protected. America made a promise that these public lands would belong to everyone forever. But that promise is being broken. The American ideal of public lands is under the most serious threat in our nation's history, and most people don't even know it's happening. Here's what's at stake. Bureau of Land Management and Forest Service lands are being proposed for sale in 2025. We're talking about massive chunks of the western United States, places that belong to every single American, being sold off to the highest bidder. Our call to action is supporting Congress's Public Lands in Public Hands Act. This is urgent. We need to document these places before they're gone forever. Once these lands are sold, once they're fenced off, once they're developed, there's no going back. We're racing against time to capture what might be lost. Our format is cutting-edge immersive technology. We're using VR 180, 360-degree cameras and 3D capture to document these at-risk landscapes. This isn't just filming, it's creating experiences that put you right there in these threatened places. Meet our team. We've got National Geographic Explorers working alongside immersive media pioneers. These aren't just filmmakers, they're conservationists, scientists, and storytellers who've dedicated their lives to protecting these places through the power of visual narrative. Our vision is simple but powerful. Create a national visual archive for the next generation. When kids put on VR headsets 50 years from now, they'll still be able to experience the Grand Canyon, even if the real thing has been compromised or destroyed. We're building an interactive map, a dynamic online hub for the entire series. This isn't just a website, it's a living, breathing digital landscape where people can explore threatened areas and understand what's happening to their public lands in real time. Our field strategy involves 6 regional teams conducting coordinated captures across America. Each team focuses on a different region, but we're all working together to document the full scope of what's at risk. This is conservation filmmaking on a scale never attempted before. We believe in storytelling through immersion. As Terry Tempest Williams said, "The eyes of the future are looking back at us and they are praying we see beyond our own time." Episode 1 takes place at the Grand Canyon, where this story begins. It's the perfect starting point because if the Grand Canyon isn't safe from political and environmental threats, then nowhere is. This is ground zero for understanding what we're losing. Why the Grand Canyon? Because it's our symbol of the sublime, and it's under threat. Theodore Roosevelt called it the one great sight which every American should see. But climate change, fires, and policy changes are transforming even this most protected landscape. Our filming zones cover the North Rim, Havasupai Territories, Navajo Nation, and the Kaibab Plateau. Each location tells a different part of the story, from natural wonder to environmental crisis to the communities most affected by these changes. Our team composition is carefully designed: a director, field cinematographer, sound engineer, extended reality technician, and local guide. We're using the most advanced immersive capture tools available: VR drones that can fly into spaces humans can't reach, gigapixel cameras capture impossible detail, and spatial audio microphones that make you feel like you're standing right there in the canyon. Environmental stewardship guides everything we do. Our goal is to minimize our footprint while maximizing empathy. Every step we take, every shot we capture, every story we tell serves the larger mission of inspiring people to protect these places. Community engagement is central to our approach. We're collaborating with tribal leaders and running local youth workshops. This isn't outsiders coming in to tell stories about places. It's working with the people who know these lands best to share their perspectives. Our episode follows a clear narrative arc, from wonder to warning to witness. Audiences start by experiencing the incredible beauty of these places, then understand the threats they face, and finally become witnesses who can speak for these landscapes when they're under attack. This is an emotional journey. Audiences will feel the shift from awe to concern to determination. We're not just informing people, we're creating an emotional connection that motivates action. Our multi-platform impact strategy reaches everywhere, VR headsets for the full experience, classrooms for education, museums for cultural impact, and broadcast television for mass audiences. Every platform serves the same mission but reaches different communities. Accessibility is built into everything we create. These stories belong to everyone, and everyone should be able to experience them regardless of their abilities or background. We're building partnerships with National Geographic, tribal leaders, nonprofit organizations, and schools. This isn't just a film project. It's a coalition of everyone who cares about protecting America's natural heritage for future generations. Educational outreach includes K-12 curriculum modules and teacher VR toolkits. We want kids to experience these places and understand what's at stake. Our pilot timeline runs from Q1 through Q4. We're moving fast because the threats to these places aren't waiting. Every month we delay is another month these landscapes face increasing danger from policy changes and environmental threats. Here's our budget breakdown from pre-production through post-production. We're being transparent about costs because this level of immersive documentation requires serious investment in equipment, expertise, and time to do it right. Our funding strategy combines foundations, grants, co-productions, and donations. We're approaching this like the major conservation effort it is. Distribution channels include our VR app, web portal, film festival circuit, and museum licensing. We're not just making content, we're building a movement that reaches people wherever they are, however they prefer to consume media. Marketing and visibility efforts include influencers, press coverage, and social media campaigns. Our impact goals focus on behavior change, policy awareness, and building conservation culture. Success means people who experience these immersive stories become advocates for public lands protection. We'll track success through detailed metrics and evaluation. Our dashboard monitors viewer engagement, policy influence, and conservation outcomes. We're not just creating content, we're building a measurable movement for public lands protection. Our long-term vision includes 10 or more episodes, a nationwide interactive map, and a generational archive. This pilot episode is just the beginning of documenting America's threatened public lands before they're lost forever. What we need now is funding for this Grand Canyon pilot episode. This is our proof of concept, showing that immersive technology can create the emotional connections necessary to inspire real conservation action. Here's our closing note. Let's preserve what can't be replaced. Once these places are gone, they're gone forever. But if we can make people feel like they've stood in these landscapes, they'll fight to protect them like they're defending their own backyards. Every conversation, every connection, every supporter brings us closer to protecting these places for everyone who comes after us. We are the Immersive Conservancy.